Okay, today we are going to do our drawing of La Sagrada Familia. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by drawing some dots to just landmark the general size of the whole outline. So we started with a dot at the very top, in the middle, about an inch away from the top of the paper, and then we'll do another one about an inch away from the bottom, but 1.5 inches from the side. So that one's 1.5 inches, and then it's about 1 inch from the bottom. And then we'll also do one on the other side. So going from the top, 1 inch at the top, and then we need another matching dot in the bottom. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw 3 dots, and these are going to be the 3 corners of our bullet shape of our main outline. So again, about 1.5 inches from the edge and 1 inch from the bottom. This will give us a really good shape and outline to scale. All right, then I'm going to freehand a horizontal line. It was pretty bumpy, but remember this is our rough copy and we are just learning some of the scale, and it's okay if it's not perfect. In fact, this video is going to go pretty fast. It's about 18 minutes, but it's going to feel like it's going pretty fast. So don't worry if your lines aren't perfectly straight. All right, then we're going to add some vertical lines. This one has to stay parallel to the side of the page. So remember that these are going to be 1.5 inches from the sides of the paper. And we're not going all the way up to the top. We're going about 1.5 inches lower than our last dot. So all the way down on either side. If they don't match up perfectly, it's okay. This is still just our rough copy. Now, the next thing is to connect those to the center dot. And what we're going to do that is we're going to create mirror arches. So what I like to do is I like to start, and I'm just going to use my sketchy lines, not definitive lines, short little sketchy lines, and to create a curve from the top center dot and then around to the other side. And we want them to kind of look like mirror images of each other. So do your best to kind of keep the same curve. Again, it's totally okay if our sketchy lines aren't super definitive. We can go in later. All right, so now what I'm doing is I'm mapping out the biggest, largest circle. So what I did there was I added kind of like markers for the top and the bottom and the sides, and now I'm just filling in the curves. And once again, these are super sketchy lines. So once I've got them kind of where I like them, I can come in and add a more definitive line. This might take you a couple tries, but we've been practicing freehand circles. And so you can do it. We are going to do all freehand circles. All right, now I'm very, very lightly drawing a line straight down the middle, because our next step is to create 2 new bullet shapes inside the first one. So what I'm doing is I'm imagining the middle of those 2 halves that I've just made, and then I'm drawing a dot where it would be the middle, but it's just above the bottom of the big circle. Now I'm going to do those kind of rounded out arches, and what I'm going to do is I'm making it so that it won't come quite to that very middle line and not quite to the outside edge, but I'm leaving a little border space. And this should be pretty uniform that whole way. So you can see my little marks. I'm showing you that those are mostly the same width on either side. And then use that same space, we can leave that same space along the bottom as well. All right, and then we repeat on the second half. Remember, not coming all the way to that center line that we put in, but leaving a similar gap as we did on the other one. And then coming towards the outside, remembering to leave that little gap. So that little gap is just going to make a nice outline for our stained glass windows. Remember to use sketchy lines. You can always make them darker later. And note how I'm not moving my wrist when I'm drawing those straight lines, right? I'm sliding my whole hand across. All right, so now we have 2 kind of bullet shapes inside one bigger one. Now what we need to do is divide that into 3 sections, but they're not equal. The bottom 2 sections would be mostly equal, and then the top one is not. So what you noticed I did there is I did not draw the line across the center. Oh, and here I'm kind of using my pencil to landscape and just to make sure that my sections are pretty much the same. So what we're doing is we're drawing that line across. We're skipping that little border area in the middle, but those two sections should be approximately the same. And then the top section should be bigger. You need a little bit more space because there's more circles at the top of those. All right, so speaking of circles, we're going to get started with some circles. Again, we're freehanding. So we're going to start in with some really lightly sketched out circles, and then we can always make them darker later. So what we're going to do is we're going to do one centered at the top of that arc, and then we're going to squeeze two more, and we want them to be about the same size. We're going to squeeze two more below it so that they're kind of forming a triangle. Now the two that are lower should be the same size and they should be about the same distance from the edges and so on. All right, now we're going to go on to the second side. I can see that I'm making this one a little bit smaller. I'm probably going to want to erase my other one. We're making these ones a little bit smaller and a little bit more uniformly shaped. So again, freehanding circles. Remember, we can get better and better with practice. All right, cue the weird, awkward silence where I am looking all over my desk for an eraser, and I could not find one anywhere. And then I chuckled to myself and I said, I guess I don't have an eraser. And then I believe I do find one. Yeah, I've got one over there. So bear with me as we're finding an eraser because I do want to erase those first ones. There we are. Oh, hey, look, there's me in the background. Okay. So yeah, we're going to redraw those circles because I'm thinking they're a little bit big. So this is a good reminder for you too. Don't erase right away. Instead of erasing right away, keep sketching at it until you have what you do like. I sketched out the entire side and then I sketched out the entire other side before I decided that I wanted to erase something. Reminder that erasing and then going over it and erasing and going over it is going to be too much. All right, so here I'm using my pencil as a straight line to show you that the bottoms of those four circles that are lower are all the same. All right, next up, we're going to get going with some more circles. These ones are going to be smaller than the ones we just did, but they're all going to be the same size. And what we're going to do is we're going to see that there's two that are a little lower and one that's higher, just like the ones we just did, but these ones are smaller. And you can always check with your pencil whether or not you've got kind of a straight line going across. Now, what we're going to do with the next sections is we're going to draw those same circles, those same smaller ones. And I'm going to do these pretty quickly. But these ones are all on the same height. There's none that are higher. They're literally perfectly spaced out and all at the same height. So whereas at the top, those middle ones are a little bit up. On the second row, they're all on the same plane. And then we're going to sketch in the bottom ones as well. So our very bottom section of those two bullets are going to have the exact same pattern repeated. So you'll notice that mine are really sketchy. There's lots of lines, but we're just going to stick them in there, do them lightly, and we can go over them later with Sharpie and clean them up. All right, so our next step is to create many 18 more little bullet shapes. So what I did was I used the sides, the edges of the circle to get the width. And then from the center of each circle, I'm going in and creating the top of the arch. And then I'm coming down to the bottom of that little section with those guidelines I had drawn earlier and just making a square bottom for those little windows there. All right, and now for the other ones, I'm just going to draw a little dot at the centers of each, and then I'm going to line up with the sides of the circle and draw some vertical lines, and then we can put them together. So this part is going to be fairly repetitive. What you want to do is try to make them as uniform as possible. Try to keep the spaces as equal as possible. So what I'm doing here, once again, I'm using my pencil, not a ruler. I'm just landmarking. So I'm holding my pencil there. I'm holding my fingers at a certain spot, and then I can measure and compare them all to see, are they matching? Do they match? Alrighty, so with these ones, I'm getting a little bit more confident, and I'm just going to go straight in there and sketch them. You want them all to be the same height. You want them all to be the same width and all the same shape. I figured I'd just make a really quick note for you all. I want you to realize that this is not the first time I've drawn this. In this video, it's now the 4th time I've drawn the shapes. So I'm getting pretty used to it. Oh, okay, if you saw what I just did there, I was going across and making sure that these ones came down equally as far as the ones on the left. Really important that everything is kind of the same. Really important that we've got mirror images and symmetry. Those are big parts of Antoni Gaudi's design. Numbers of 3 were really important, and a lot of math and making sure things were to scale and that they were symmetrical. Yeah, see, match up those bottoms. We don't want anyone's floating or looking out of place. So this will take a little while to get all those things in there, and be patient. I know I'm just whipping through these pretty quickly, but be patient. It's going to be okay. When it gets time to doing your good copy, you might want to take a little bit longer, but for today, for this, we're just practicing and getting used to the patterns that we see and getting used to the angles and drawing them. And we're developing skill and developing technique. All right, so now that we have all of those, they kind of look like little people without arms for me. I'm going to show you really quickly. Oh, that was me again. Hi. So now we're going to zoom in and we're going to do some work on the top circle. The top circle is, oh, I lie. We're going to do some work on the little circles. So I pulled out an earlier reference that I had drawn and checked it over. And in the lower half, we have some really cool details, some smaller little windows. So we're going to put those little ones in there. And then these ones here are kind of unique. They're almost like little triangles that are pointing in. So when you're drawing those, really try to make sure that they don't stick out past the shape of the circle and the little bullet shape. So we're going to do that on the bottom 2/3 of our drawing. And then we're also going to have a little bit in the top, but a little bit less because it's quite a bit busier. So we've got a couple of those little triangle ones here in the top, but we're not going to have room for the other small circles in the top. Now, the reason we have our whole thing taking up so much of the paper is so that we can actually appreciate those tiny little details. All right, up here we're going to do like a little rounded point triangle right there in that little bit. And then we're going to head up to the top of our paper. So what we're going to do in this is we've actually got a series of 16 petals. So what I'm doing is I'm very lightly, because I actually intend to erase these guidelines, I am drawing 16ths. So I draw quarters by going up and down and side to side, and then diagonals makes 8, and then cutting each of those diagonals in half again makes 16 sections. Hopefully you can see that. Now there's also a circle in the center, so I'm just going to quickly round out a circle right in the middle of all those segments. And now we can actually go in there and get to work on our petals. So each of those little lines I just drew is going to become the very middle of a petal. And the idea here is to make each petal shape the same. So ideally coming out the same distance from that midline and making super nice symmetrical petal shapes. I'm making them rounded, but they are the widest close to the ends of the petals. Now, I'm going to show you something here. I've decided that I'm going to try to draw them all in without moving my paper. I'm working on an easel for this video, and I'm noticing right around when I get to here that these angles are getting harder for me to do. And so I decided, you know what? I'm going to actually show you the best way. So because I've drawn one shape so often, it's easiest to get the exact same shape over and over if you don't have to change your angles. So if you can change the paper, if you can just rotate your paper as you go around, you can actually just keep drawing the same thing, and you're going to have more accuracy, and they're going to be more similar to each other than if you just attempt to do it without rotating your paper. So rotate your paper. It'll be so much easier for you. Now, if you did your guidelines well, hopefully they'll all end up being the same size. I noted that some of mine were a little bit squishier than others, and that's okay. It's mostly just a rough copy. And get that last petal in there. And then after we finish up our petals, we're almost finished. We're going to go in with that eraser that I finally found, and we're going to try to erase some of the guidelines. So that very center of that circle, we don't need to have anything there. So we're going to clean up that center, and we're going to clean up all those little guidelines from the center of the petals. And there's other guidelines, like the one that we went down all the way down the middle. You could do the ones that separate the little sections on either side. Those are all things we can clean up and make our lines more definitive. Now, at the very top, I noted that when I was doing my design, I kind of messed up a little bit the height of the sides, the amount that should be straight. So if I had done this section correctly, I'll show you here at the top. It should be a triangle that's perfectly straight on the one side with the curves coming in. But my arch kind of started too quickly. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to curve that one side and just make it look nice. So what we're going to do is keep those there and then come around the outside, and it's kind of a triangle, but with curved edges. There. So that's just some rough pencil sketching work, and hopefully yours is going to be good too. I'm just going to quickly show you what our goal is. We're going to do some sharpieing work, and we are going to get all kinds of cute little designs in our windows to eventually do some stain